Andrew Tate has been incriminating himself online, and I've done hundreds of hours of research looking for these old videos of him that are very lesser known. Like, I'm not seeing anyone post them anywhere. And so you're gonna see him here today. My name is Aaron.
You cannot run this business through fear. And this is one of the biggest things people don't understand about the pimp game. Even street pimping. They think that you can do it through fear, that you can scare girls and you can intimidate girls. If you're gonna scare a girl and put her on the street, she's just gonna walk off and leave and never see her again. She has to respect you and love you and want to work with you. And that's done through positively inspirational and motivating person. It's through positive energy. There's no negative energy in this business. You have to be positive.
Here Tate describes pimping and the pimping game. Now, if you're like me, I was growing up and I always admired the word pimp. Like, I wanted people to call me pimp. Pimp was a cool thing, like Snoop Dogg, like, when the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. You know what I mean? Like, or 50 Cent. So pimp was synonymous and is still synonymous with the word cool. However, like, if you really think about it, pimps are sex traffickers. They're people who enslave someone else and force them either by force, coercion, or by manipulation, like emotional manipulation, and they make them sell their body for sex. And now, in the old days, that was physical, and now, because there's a digital landscape, that's able to be done digitally. And here's Andrew Tate describing how he does it and instructing. This is his course. He's instructing other people who paid him $400, and he's instructing other people on how to be a pimp, as someone who traffics other people, like puts them into sex traffic slavery. Like, this is some of the worst instructional I've ever heard. Any lessons that I've ever heard. So this is like some really, really, really dark stuff, really evil stuff. And I can't believe I found this footage.
What I'm good at is getting a beautiful woman and retaining her, and then getting another one and retaining her. And I'll have 5 or 6 at once.
Now, in this clip, he's bragging about how good he is at retaining and getting 5, 6 girls at the same time. And it's actually disgusting if you really think about it. Like, it really is some of the most disgusting human beings. Like, Jordan Peterson wasn't lying. Like, this is some of the most scummiest people on the earth who are pimps. And just because it's not physical, it's digital. Like, it still doesn't matter. That's some disgusting stuff.
So yeah, on corporatate.com I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm
clever.
And that teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me.
Have you trafficked anybody?
Absolutely not.
Exploited any women for
Absolutely
money?
not.
But you have admitted using emotional manipulation to get women to work in the webcam industry for you?
No. Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich. So that teaches everything I know from start to finish about not only getting girls, not only obtaining them, but retaining them. Because that's a completely different game as well.
He's talking about how he is teaching this course on how to get girls to fall in love with you so that they'll work on webcam for you. And I think that turns that BBC interview in a different light. Like, he openly lied. I mean, that is, I don't know what you would call that if it wasn't emotional exploitation of a girl. Like, that's insane. He's literally just outright lying, or he's lying somewhere. He's either lying to that guy or the BBC interviewer, and it's some of the most disgusting stuff I've ever heard. And I think the reason why it's so disgusting and gross to me is that I am someone who believes that men and women are wired totally different. God made man and woman completely different, with an emotional wiring, a way to interpret information and the world and desires. It's all different. Men and women are totally different. They think and act and are motivated totally differently. Now, this is in broad general scopes, but hang with me here. I think that what he's doing is he recognizes that felt need in women to need for love, need for affection, need for affirmation, validation, commitment, that need. And he is turning that need and he's preying on them for that. And he's now using that need and manipulating them in a way where it suits and benefits him, with no regard and no value of that person's personhood, soul, humanity, you know? So I think that's what's happening here. If I could really dissect it down to its core, its first principles, is that's what pimping and trafficking emotionally is doing. Just because it's not forced, locked up, like throw you in a cell and you're gonna do this. He goes into how later in these other crazier clips that you can't run this thing with fear. You have to do this with this emotional manipulation to get them to love you. And I think that's really gross because the Bible talks about how you have to guard your heart. So at least there's this important lesson for women to learn, is that you have to guard your heart. It's not your physical that might per se be in danger sometimes, but it's your heart that's in danger. And some of these men or teenage boys or whatever can use that to try to get to you. And so you have to, that emotional protection, you need to set that up for yourself. And guys, you need to know that women are susceptible to that, especially if you believe in God, you're God-fearing. You're not going to prey on that particular need. It's the same issue is if you find like a homeless man and you know he's hungry and you're going to offer him some food in exchange for some kind of humiliation, like you get them to do something illegal, or you get them to do something that's humiliating for themselves. That's the type of situation that we've got here, and that's why I think it is so disgusting to me.
Everyone knows Big Daddy Tate's chicks are the highest possible echelon of human beauty. It doesn't go any fucking higher, and I know that because they make me millions of fucking dollars. Dorks like you pay them money for their attention and time. That's how beautiful my women are. And when you're dating women like that, they expect you to be a man.
So in this clip, we see Tate just, oh, I'm the man type of guy, like he's really just laying out the first building blocks for his ideology on masculinity, manhood, and being a man, okay? And it's all rooted out of the need for, guys to pay women and pay him ultimately. And so he believes that in order to keep his women, that he has to be the man. He has to take care of them so that he will gain and their respect and their commitment and their loyalty, so that he could use their bodies, use their sexuality to get other men to pay for them and pay him ultimately. And so all of this talk about being a man, it comes from this predatory motivation to keep a girl, to get a guy to pay him. So he's attacking, he's making fun of the very men that he's quote unquote trying to help, trying to be more masculine, trying to make more masculine. And there's this crazy, what I'm gonna just think of as a racketeer type of situation where he's providing he's providing the solution to the problem that he's causing, right? So it's nuts. I think this is totally crazy and totally like misleading for men and for women. So like I said, I did hours of research and I've got a ton of footage and clips that I need to show you, but this video is already long enough. So there will be a part 2 for all these other clips that are like way lesser known. Like I don't see anyone talking about this, but until then, leave your comments in the comment section down below. And I'd like to talk to you about what are your reactions to some of these things, especially that last crazy Big Daddy Tate clip. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hit subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in part 2 next video.